Good afternoon, everybody. This is Muska from NASCAS. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. A couple housekeeping items. Everybody is muted. You should be hearing us now. If you are not, please let me know. But everybody should be muted to minimize background noise. If you have a question at any point, just type it in the chat bar located to your right, and OCS will answer questions at the end. And now, without any further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Runika Carr from OCS.
Thank you, Muska, and good afternoon to everyone, and thanks for joining us today as part of the CSBG State Plan webinar series. We look forward to sharing information with you all and answering any questions that you may have. Slide. Just before we delve into the meat of this webinar, this is just a reminder that we'll publish an action transmittal on Friday, July 27th. That's guidance to CSBG state grantees on submitting the fiscal year 2019 CSBG plan. This action transmittal is available on the ACF website, so please review it if you haven't had a chance to do so at your earliest convenience. Next slide. So today's webinar is to review the online data collection system, or OLDC as most of you may know it. We also like to provide guidance to those who are submitting the SF424M and guidance on accessing OLDC, as well as completing and submitting the SF424M in OLDC. Next slide. Just a reminder, and it's information that we've shared as, in webinars, specifically last week's webinar, as well as in a DARE colleague that is posted on the ACF website, that all reports are due on Saturday, September 1st, 2018, and so that is in about 3 weeks or so, so just please be reminded of that. Next slide. Just to let you know, we did receive clearance, as you all may know as well, and this is something that we also previously shared. We received clearance for fiscal year 2018 CSBG plan, and that will be August 15th, so that's just a heads up. Have been no changes in content from the previous year's plans. There's a little bit of feature changes, but in terms of content, there are no changes. As in previous years, there will be two submission groups for the fiscal year 2019 state plan. Group A are those that are required to submit a 1 or 2 year plan, and Group B states are those that are required to submit SF424M. These states may also submit an update to their already accepted plan. The list of Group A and Group B states, that information is provided here on the screen, and you can review this at your convenience once the slides are posted. Next slide, please. So next, I will provide a brief refresher on OLDC. Next slide. OLDC is a role-based system, meaning users may only perform actions if they have necessary permission. The types of roles in OLDC are data entry, author official, and grant administrator. For data entry, this person is responsible for entering grant report data into OLDC. The person is able to create and edit grant reports by default. Additional roles may be given, including submit and unsubmit. For the official, this person is directly involved in reviewing and certifying the report form. And the official has the view only and certify roles by default. Additional roles such as submit and unsubmit may be assigned. For the administrator, this person may perform all actions of the data entry person and authorized official, including submitting and unsubmitting forms. If the form last year remained the same, there is no need to submit a new form. Next slide, please. To register your OLDC accounts, please be reminded that individuals performing duties in OLDC must have their accounts. They may have more than one grant administrator. More than one person is authorized to submit and unsubmit the state's plan assigned as grant administrator. If it chooses one or more people to view, enter data, and edit the plan, but does not want them to have the capability to submit and unsubmit, they assign the data entry role. Each parent must have CSBG assigned to their account. If you have a staff that worked under LAHEAP grant will now work under CSBG, a form must be submitted to add CSBG to their account. If you have not done so already, verify that you and your staff have accounts and are assigned the right roles. For new accounts and updates to existing accounts, submit completed forms to Nikki Frazier no later than August 17th, 2018. Previous slide, please. Then to verify that you have an account, there's a link a link to access OLDC in the action transmittal that was recently submitted. Next, please. First names and passwords. Grants will receive a written response from notifications at grantsolutions.gov within 48 hours of submitting an OLDC access form with information on the status of their request. Users will also receive system-generated emails containing their username and password. If not receive your username and password in your inbox, check your spam or junk folder. Please contact app support at help@grantsolutions.gov or call 1-866-577-0071 if you did not receive an email in either of those folders. Please also note that passwords must be reset every 420 days. Pass over to Nikki Frazier, who will provide an overview on accessing OLDC as well as submitting the SF424M.
Thank you. 1 second for me to set the for presenting. 1 moment.
As Nikki's preparing her screen, please be reminded that we also have 2 webinars next week, and those webinars are great. We made it. Then this webinar will provide information about the changes to the state plan, as well as a webinar on submitting your CSBG state plan in OLDC.
Okay, Nika. So, and as you can see, what happens when you put in the wrong password. So I'll do a demo on OLDC, into OLDC. So to access OLDC, you will need to log in from the Grant Solutions website, which is www.grantsolutions.gov. You have that as a favorite, so you can easily access that. You can access OLDC through Grant Solutions via Chrome, Firefox, or Internet Explorer. We advise that you use Chrome or Firefox as it offers the best usability. You'll be able to access OLDC in an older version of Internet Explorer. So when you enter your username and password, you will hit login. The dashboard for C. And after the screen, you'll see the button for OLDC. You will have to hit that button in order to access the system. As my system is a little slow today. is the enhanced page. If it logged in to OODC before, or if you're used to the regular screen, the regular screen will look like this. In prior webinars and as of today, we use enhanced version of OODC, which allows you to see the dashboard. So the home page, enhanced, it will ask you if you want to keep it as your default page. You will select yes. I'll go over the dashboard. My recent activity, I want users to view an existing form, edit, or go to the report form status. This is any report that you have recently worked on. It will appear under my recent activity. Report, I just search for reports in progress, submitted, or that have been approved over the past 2 years. Review allows you to access reports that are currently available for submission. Once that it is removed from this tab, but remains accessible from my recent activity and activity reports from the report form entry menu. For view screen, you can view a report, start a new report, edit an existing report, or navigate to the report form status page. Go over to submit the SF424M. Before I do the actual demo of how to start and complete the 424M, if you are new or haven't seen the previous notices that we send out every year, it's October 1st, 2013, ACF directed its program offices, including OCS, to require all mandatory grantees to submit applications electronically. This reference under 78 Federal Register 60285-60286 that was published on October 1st, 2013. So this is a grant office management requirement, and this is why you have to submit the SF424M even though you have an approved 2-year report. As in initiating all reports for the first time, you would start by clicking report form entry within the left side of the page. The selection screen will appear. You will select CSBG. If you have other programs will show in this drop down, and you will select CSBG. You select your grant, which only one should appear. For the purposes of this demonstration, I am choosing Minnesota. Now I'm in a test screen, so I'm not actually in Minnesota's live version. You will select the report type, the grant application SF424M. This pop up, and at the bottom, see a list of dates. Select for fiscal year 2019. That's 1/2018 to 9/30/2019. You go to the bottom for step 5. You will select the action, near revised report. Enter. The 424M form has loaded to page. In one page, and go over the different items under it. So on A, you will select plan. For B, you select other. Here, you can put a similar message. For this one, I am putting year. So it's the year of 2018 and 2019 plan. So this is the only requirement for the 2-year plan. Under 1D, I'm selecting initial because this is the initial report for the 424. You see in different places, there are solid blocks of you have to enter the information in anything that's all solid blocks or does not have an asterisk. 7, this is very critical for the grants office and a requirement. So the legal name, which is state, you'll need your EIN and DUNS number. The address should be the street address, which I'm going to put in a second. Under country, for some reason, it doesn't automatically populate, so a lot of people forget to put in there and they receive an error message. So you need to go down and put United States. But here, because the system allows you to copy and paste, I'm going to put the department name down here. I put a miscellaneous address. All that information. Under us is the person that is SF424M. So for today, that E. Down, you'll see that the telephone number hasn't been populated, so you will need to enter that data. And type of applicant. For the states, be a state government. Scroll. Right here under 9, if it's not populated, you can put, if it's not, then enter ACF and OCF for the federal agency. Information for Section 10, you can fill it out, but as you can see, there's no asterisk, so it's not required. You to 13, which does have an asterisk for item A. I've got many questions about A. For the most part, states have been putting in their abbreviation for their state. They call the congressional districts in their state, and this field only allows for 2 characters. You verify that under 14 that the date is correct, and it is. 14, you need to check whether or not the state is delinquent on any federal debt. I'm going to know. Yes, you must provide an explanation. So at the bottom of the form. So I talk about the other items that's under 18. Glare at you in big bold letters is attached supporting documents as specified in agency instructions. Please do not attach any documents. You attach the documents in your official plan for fiscal 18 and 19, so not be attaching any miscellaneous documents on this particular form. So if you do have updates to your 2018-2019 plan, those updates, revisions should be done in the CSP this year. So we'll go into the model plan, the actual model plan, to make those changes there. At the bottom you see the disclaimer: by signing this application, I certify to the statements contained in the list of certifications. You click I agree. where you could actually officially certify the plan. Before you do that, and along with any other report in OODC, you first have to validate. So at the bottom and at the top, you'll see validate. So we're going to hit validate. Validate is also saving, so it's up to you whether or not you want to save and then validate or just validate. You see the warning, number 1, for missing attachments. Just a reminder, warnings are allowable in OODC. All errors must be addressed. If you hit validate and there are errors, you must address that. We talked about attachments, so we know that there would be a warning message there. Validated. You see the button that now says certified. So we scroll back to the bottom of the page. See certify at the bottom, and we see the button that says click to sign. So how you want to certify, but just a note, if you hit certify, this pop-up, you have the ability to sign in the signature area by pressing the click to sign button. This will complete your certified process and officially sign this form. So once you hit OK, you see that there's a line around click to sign. So when you hit click to sign, see that it says uncertified or submit with warnings. So it's uncertified, so I can show you the other way. So 18 is still checked, so now I'm going to hit the certify button. Now, I did that before. Hit the click the sign button. Okay. So if you did the click the sign button first, additional actions, it now gives you the uncertified and submit with warnings. Enable to submit. You can do one other cursory glance at the whole report if you like. This is what I do for any reports that I'm submitting. And we know that it's with warnings. Note, if you click the report form status page, you also see that submit report is there also with the status. So submit with warnings. And the pop will come up that says this will officially submit your report. Do you wish to continue? And we will say okay. And get a final message that we have received your report. This page shows all reports we have received along with attachments. For this, like we said before, there will be no attachments. This is the point where your report shows as submitted on the OCF side. You hit OK, you're directed to the report form status page. You can view the original, which is the report submission. The status is now submitted with warnings. It gives you the date of the submission, and it allows you to unsubmit report. Now, you only unsubmit report if you think that there's an error in the report. And you also print what you did, and you print it as a PDF or as a HTML form. If to do, you would just select and go. Then the demo. Do really quick hopefully, to the end. Here are the steps for the plan submission. You always want to save your information. The VET checks the rules and saves the data. Certify applies the electronic signature to submit, allow the official submission to ACF and CSBG. So our presentations, we provide you with the list of the federal contacts. So you'll see all the programmatic specialists, Chris Cruz, who covers regions 4B, 5, and 7, who covers regions 3, 6, and 9, Bia, who covers 2, 8, and 10, and Anna, who covers 1 and 4A. Just a note for any grantees that have Jamia as their program specialist, she is currently out on leave. So if you send your email to csbgstates@acf.hhs.gov, you will be directed to someone that can assist you with any programmatic questions. For technical questions and OODC access, you can contact Monique Alcantara at melania.alcantara@acf.hhs.gov or me, Nikki Frazier, at nikita.frazier@acf.hhs.gov. This is a presentation. I'll pass it back over to Muska for any questions.
If you have questions, please type them in the chat bar below. We have received one question so far, and that was if the dollar amount will be automatically populated.
Are we speaking of 16?
Yes.
I stopped sharing my screen, but section actually 15. If it's all blued out, then you don't have to worry about it. That field is populated as all blue and doesn't allow for any edits. You will need to put in any dollars on the 424 because dollar amounts you've included in your state plan, which was already submitted. So,
okay. There's a question from a new manager, and the manager says that they've historically attached their draft budget to the SF424. Today, it was mentioned not to attach it this year. Do we need to submit a budget this year somewhere else aside from the SF424?
State that.
Good question. I believe it's Idaho.
Idaho is part of Group B. Idaho is a year of their 2-year plan. As before, if there are any edits or changes that need to be made from the second year, it would need to be made to the state plan on 15th. There aren't changes. They will submit the 424M as a separate report to ODC by September 1st. If any revisions that need to be submitted for current 2-year fiscal year 18, fiscal year 19 plan, they need to fill out that information as a revision to that plan under here.
Okay, and they appreciated the clarification. Somebody else just wanted to clarify again that for a 2-year plan, you would just be submitting the SF424M if there are no changes.
That's correct.
And that is a question.
Okay, thank